What is up? It's time. Woo! Is this Dr. Griffinell, is this recorded start to finish? I see recording.
Yes.
Oh,
so we are going to capture it to archive it. Sorry, I am.
We got Mecca.
Let's go. Yeah. Let me see if I move, if it stops echoing. So, is it still echoing?
Can I drive,
Hello?
Sarah? Can I drive to your place? You're good, Dr. Griffinell.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
we can save the Earth by using the same computer. Hi.
No Keaton's allowed.
So
No Keaton's allowed.
no, Keaton is not allowed here.
Are you guys ready? How you feeling?
Woo!
Then
Finished my slideshow 30 minutes ago. Can't wait.
You all look good. You look great. I'm so excited. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time all around. Do you all have friends coming in?
yes,
I don't have any friends.
I think my mommy's coming too.
Oh, sweet. Yes. The camera's off. Yeah. I got the RSVP from Jonathan from your mom. So I sent her the link. And then
No, this is Jonathan's mom. How does he do in your classes?
she was really sweet. It was like affiliation. And she's like, my son is presenting. And I'm like, you know what? That's all the affiliation we need. That is all the affiliation we need. VIP straight up.
I am shocked she knew how to do that because I sent her the link. She was like, oh my God, I don't know how to do this. And I'm like, okay, just click the, I don't know, register.
She was so good. She was good. Oh yeah, I see you, Sean. How you doing?
I'm gonna be the one presenter without a suit. I feel like I don't know if the owner's gonna be able to make it or not, but I feel like if he saw me in a suit talking about his business, he would laugh. That's just not the Battleground style. So I threw on our merch. I feel like that's the best way to go.
That is the absolute best way to go. That's what's up. That is awesome. You gotta represent the Battleground through and through.
I told Sean that he should wear all paintball gear.
If I was home, I might put on a mask to start and laugh about it, but yeah, just.
But you put the fake charger.
Oh man, no, I think that was a really, really good move. That was a good move. Oh, awesome. All right. Well, everyone, take a deep breath. You all look like you're so ready. I'm hoping for good atmosphere, slow minutes, because I want you all to be able to milk your time. But I know that the 5 minutes will never do justice to what you're going to share. But this is just the beginning, a good intro to our hearty audience, and building up a followership that will be following you into the next year too. Did you all get the links to your feedback forms?
Yes. One question: are we individually presenting? So it'll be our time, and then we're going to share our screen. Is that how this is going?
Yes.
Okay.
Fantastic question. Yes. So as your time comes up, then you will take over the screen and that you will present. As you are presenting, I will then post. I have sent the links to all of your feedback forms to the entrepreneurship professionals who will be joining us, but I'll also put it in the chat for everybody. So if we have, we're going to have a variety of guests, so everyone would be able.
The blue computer.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. Sorry. And so we will then, so that way everyone will have access to your feedback forms too.
All right.
Oh, so excited. Okay, cool. So at 5:00, I am going to stop sharing the screen and pop my face back in. All right. So enjoy the next 5 minutes and I'll see you all soon. All right, everyone. Okay, that's not perfect. It is with great pleasure to have this really milestone of an event for all of you and for our really incredible inaugural team of the Rockwell Fellows. So I just want to first off start by saying, woo-hoo, you're here. You are here. Our Rockwell Fellows have come this far, and we're going to have a really great time this afternoon. I want you all to capture the essence of intriguing novelty and creativity right alongside relaxation on a Friday evening as we move into the weekend. So it is a pleasure to say hello. I'm Dr. Eliada Griffin-L. I'm an associate professor of management at the Austin School of Business at Robert Morris University. And I had the pleasure to be the co-director of the Rockwell Fellowship in Entrepreneurship and Innovation at RMU, an inaugural program, the first fellowship of RMU, and the first to focus on entrepreneurship and innovation education. And so before we even get started to lay out the lay of the land, you all are going to meet 9 of the Rockwell Fellows who have started this journey of entrepreneurship and have really set the standard high with regards to bold student-driven thinking. But what I also get to have the pleasure of doing is appreciating those of you who are in the room. And that is really, really, really special. So I just want to first start off by saying, thank you so much to the S. Kent Rockwell Foundation, after whom this fellowship is named. We have their forward-thinking members of their board here, as well as members of the family. So John, Irving, Peter Bourne, and Chris Rockwell, thank you so much for joining us this evening. You guys rock, no pun intended, but maybe pun is intended. You all really are incredible. We appreciate you so much. In our presence, of course, is our just ever vivacious Dean, Michelle Patrick. She is like a force of her own, always creating an environment at RMU which is open to entrepreneurial thinking. So thank you so much, Dean, for being here. And we extend a thank you, an extended thank you to our 8th president of Robert Morris University, Dr. Christopher Howard, who is trailblazing leader and opened up the room for this opportunity as well. But amongst this, we also have expecting members of our entrepreneurship region here, good friends of the Massey Center and the Rockwell program, and the entrepreneurial community that is growing here at RMU. So Ashley Lopez, who is also an adjunct professor in entrepreneurship at RMU, and Afshan Khan, who I also adore, who sits on the Massey Center Advisory Board. Thank you so much for being here. Both from Innovation Works, Daniel Steicher from New Sun Rising, which is a social innovation incubator here in the city. Thank you so much. Kit Mueller, who is the established Startup Boost Pittsburgh and is also founder of Rust Belt Pittsburgh, which is a convening body for startup activity here in the city. Thank you, Kit. Scott McTaggart, who is a leader of Eagle Dream Technologies, which is part of the PricewaterhouseCoopers network. Thank you so much for being here, Scott. We have confirmed also John Lynch, who's our first entrepreneur in residence here on campus, former CEO of ECSI. Thank you so much, John. And to our Rockwell Fellows, we are here because of you. We're here because we believe in your entrepreneurial power. I am here because hanging out with you all for the last year has been so much fun, and I've learned so much. So everyone is on the edge of their seats, ready to soak in all that you have. My final point as I hand it over to our first is that these presentations will go quickly. They're each 5 minutes with 5 minutes Q&A. we only have room for 1 or 2 questions from the audience and ideally from our guests from the entrepreneurship environment. But if you want to continue the conversation with our Rockwell Fellows, please feel free to communicate with them in the chat. If you have specific questions or comments, direct chat is encouraged. And then for each Rockwell Fellow, I'll be providing a digital feedback form that I would like all, especially our entrepreneurial guests, but all members to put their input in. Any suggestions, feedback, contacts, material that you would recommend for them to look into, please do so. Because you all are all friends, assuming that you are open to them reaching out to you. But if you're not, let us know. But I'm assuming you are. So warm hugs all around. And without any more delay, Sarah, it is all yours.
Okay, I'm trying. Of course, it's going to be difficult with me. We're working on it. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Don't worry, Sarah. This gives me a chance to talk about how if anybody does want to reach out, that I'm going to be charging on a per instance basis based on how much you want and how hard it's going to be and frankly, how much dress up I have to do in order to prepare for it.
Oh, Scott, I could rely on you. I can rely on.
I'm trying to buy the young lady some time, and I don't know if I've got much more left. Like I can riff, but I don't know. It's starting to get obvious.
No, it's okay. How's it going, Sarah?
Sarah, if you can't figure it out, we can switch and I can start if you think it's going to take more time. But if you got it, then if Jonathan's helping you.
Or flip to Sean. Yeah, we got options.
Okay, so I think they're going to sort out the technical components. She has left the meeting. And I think
Sarah is pulling it up right now. We had to restart her Google Chrome because it wasn't letting her share her screen. Of course, that's how 2021 technology works, but she is getting up and ready in the next minute or so.
All right, Jonathan. Always in the.
Can I give a shout out to each one of you for helping each other out on this process here? This is outstanding. So congratulations to all of you. And you know what? Technology is what technology is, and we're all here to help each other. So congratulations on that.
Spot on. Yes. All righty, Sarah, it's all yours.
Okay, I am so sorry. Of course that had to happen. Okay, am I all good with hearing and visuals?
Yes.
Okay.
You look great.
Thank you. Okay, so I am honored to be able to start us off today. Thank you everyone for being here and being able to listen. So my company is University Boulevard Campus Collections. And here's a little bit about what I'm going to talk about today in my slides. So this is the first time I'm stepping into something like this. So if you have any advice at the end, if there are no questions, I am definitely open to suggestions. And I just want to thank you guys again. So my name is Sarah Perry, and I am a marketing and management major who is the proud owner of University Boulevard, which is a clothing store that I have created in order to sell college apparel to college students and fans. So my company purpose is to sell trendy, affordable, and customizable college apparel to college students and fans. University Boulevard seeks to boost morale, school spirit, and self-confidence in its customers. So the customer's number one problem that I am seeking to address within my business is high prices and limited options of college clothing apparel. So what Robert Morris lacks in the bookstore, they make up for in education and other amazing opportunities that they offer for the students at our school. But that is where I come in. Students want trendy college fashion apparel at affordable prices, and that is easily accessible. So the solution that I have came up with is to have a student-run clothing store that is accessible online as well as in person. And 3 benefits with my company are affordable prices, communication, and one thing I really want to highlight is the community aspect of my company. So I have included a few of my products on here. So if you see all the way on the left, I have a Boston and a Pitt crew neck, and those are just some inspiration. And then right beside that, I was able to kind of play around and do some of my own designs that I would be interested in selling. And then on the right side, those are just a few options of things that I want to sell that the university bookstore doesn't offer right now. So that includes things such as socks, a bucket hat, scrunchies, and then different designs such as the tie-dye t-shirt. So what I want to talk about is why right now this is the perfect opportunity. And it's actually COVID-19 is one of the really good reasons that this is a great time for my business. And although obviously there's a lot of negative implications with COVID-19, there are a few reasons why it's good for this market. And that is because e-commerce sales are on the rise. More than ever, people have been shopping online because a lot of the stores and malls were closed. And also a lot of people in quarantine were getting to focus on themselves, and people were becoming more fashionable and trying to be more creative and just boost their self-confidence in a time that was really tough for a lot of people. Aside from COVID-19, there's also a lot of opportunities for partnerships that is really good for my company. When I was talking with the other fellows, we discussed things that are coming up in Robert Morris, like the Centennial and also Homecoming in the fall. And there's different organizations on campus too, and they've been reaching out to me already talking about how they would love to get t-shirts such as the Century program we have at school. So here I also have included my competitor matrix, and I'm not going to go too in-depth into it, but if you see that there is a gap in the market with items that are of a high value and high quantity, and that is where I come in. And so again, this is the competitive grid. And so I want to highlight one thing with my competitors is I don't actually consider the RMU bookstore a competitor. I consider myself more of an extension. So I'm just filling in a gap that enhances what the students are looking for. And 3 things that really differentiates my brand from other places such as Amazon that sell RMU. Merchandise is the in-person experience, the low prices, and that one-on-one student-to-student customization. So next I'm going to talk about some milestones looking ahead in my business. And so recently, very exciting, I got to sign a $50 usage agreement with the collegiate licensing company. And the next step is going to be contacting wholesalers. So usually to get a license, it's a lot more, but they were willing to work with me since I'm a student. The next is I want to be able to have a physical store, and by that I just mean like tabling outside of sporting events and different events on campus where I'm able to really get to talk with the students other than just my online. And then once I get my Robert Morris gear up and running, I would also love to be able to reach out to other small schools in the Pittsburgh area, such as Duquesne, Chatham, and Carlow. So that concludes my presentation. I have made some social media accounts for my business. So I have them right here. I have an Instagram, a Twitter, and a Facebook. And if I'm not able to get to your question today, you're welcome to email me. And I also have my website linked down below. And that is where I will be selling my items. So thank you everyone for listening.
Lovely. We can unmute and clap for Sarah. Thank you so much. That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome. And great timing, my dear. So we have 5 minutes for any questions or comments. Her feedback form is also in the chat as well if you would like to embellish here, but the floor is open. Oh, and if you have any questions, feel free to unmute your mic. We're a cozy crowd, family-like crowd. So, and it doesn't have to be questions. It could also be comments.
So, Sarah, when I came and spoke with the group 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had talked a little bit about what merchandise to focus on, and sort of how you would know, what people wanted. How did you arrive at the list that you came to? I saw the bucket hat, I saw the tie dye. I forget what was in the bottom right of that slide, but I remember those two things specifically. Like how did you find out what to carry?
I have talked to some of my friends about things we're interested in seeing, and those are specifically some things that the bookstore does not carry. So that's what I really wanted to focus on, is having things that students aren't really able to get their hands on right now. So they do have hats at the bookstore, but they don't have specifically bucket hats, which are very trendy right now with people in college. So just talking to my friends about it, the items that I chose seemed to go over really well. So that's why I was pretty confident in deciding on those.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Scott.
Also, I'm with Hannah. Put your website link in the chat.
Okay.
And I will reiterate to any of our, to all of our guests, but any of our guests who may have joined us as I was giving the introduction. Oh, awesome, Kit, I see you. Oh, thank you, Mr. Rockwell. Thank you, Chris, so much. Fantastic start all around to you, Sarah. Go ahead, Kit.
I wanted to know, are you going to be holding inventory? And if so, what's the plan to figure out what you're going to warehouse versus the other alternative, print on demand?
I actually do have some experience with Poshmark, which is an online selling app where you can sell your own clothes. So I'm pretty familiar right now with having a small inventory. So that's kind of what I wanted to start out with, by 10 or so shirts, 10 or so bucket hats, some socks, some scrunchies, and kind of see how that goes. So I kind of wanted a decent amount where I had options for people. But as of right now, I just want not too big inventory that I have to have a warehouse. That's not exactly my plan at the moment, but I guess if it becomes insanely popular, then I would have to consider that.
Awesome. All right. That is a good place to round up. Thank you so much, Kit. And yeah, I got you, Chris. It's Chris. Awesome. All right, good people. Thank you, Sarah, so much for getting us started.
Thank you.
Woo! Well done. We're going to move right on to our second Rockwell Fellow, Sean Mullen.
All righty, so I just want to do a check with mic and video. Is everyone able to see everything on my screen and hear me clearly?
Yep.
Yep, it's good.
All righty, well, again, I'd like to thank the S. Kent Rockwell Foundation, as well as RMU, for making this happen, as well as Dr. Griffinell for her guidance and all this. She's been a great resource, and we really appreciate everything that she's done for us. So my name is Sean Mullen. I'm the project manager at the Battlegrounds, a Nerf and airsoft facility located right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, more so in Mont Hall, PA, near the waterfront, and we've been open since 2014. Now, before I go into my innovation that I'll be doing at the Battlegrounds, a little background about myself. I'm a junior marketing major here at Robert Morris University. I've been involved in the airsoft community since 2010. I'm 21 years old now, so a little about over half my life, and I've worked with the Battlegrounds in different capacities since 2014. Now, again, the Battlegrounds is a Nerf and airsoft facility it provides party booking services to people looking for birthdays, bachelor parties, and other events. We've had people like the Pittsburgh Pirates come in and use our facility, so it's a great way for people to have a different type of party rather than just another laser tag or meeting at the park. So we sell these time slots in order to satisfy our customers and to help promote the sport and the game of both Nerf and airsoft. Now, more so to my innovation, I recognize a problem in the airsoft community, and that comes to a lot of people feeling overwhelmed and uneasy when they're playing airsoft for the first time. It's a lot more than just going to your local Walmart and Dick's Sporting Goods and picking up an airsoft replica off the shelf and just playing. There's a lot more that goes into it than that. There's a lot of brands out there. There's a lot of different replicas to choose from. There's a lot of gear. It's pretty intense and more than you think about it. And just for any clarification, if you're not familiar with what airsoft is, it's very similar to paintball, but instead of paintballs, it's little small 6mm plastic BBs. But other than that, it's pretty similar. So what we're trying to do is to mitigate any of this uneasiness that a lot of new players have when they come in, is we want to create a unique event at the Battlegrounds to help kids learn more about airsoft and help decrease that uneasiness and to kind of make them step more out of their comfort zone to indulge themselves with everything that airsoft has to offer. And because my event's going to be pretty unique, nothing like has been seen in the airsoft industry, pretty much everything's targeted towards the experienced players through events called MILSIM events, which stands for military simulation. So you have thousands of players going around the country in different continents playing these events, and nothing's really targeted towards the new player. So we're definitely going to be targeting a different demographic that's been neglected in the airsoft community. So my solution and my value proposition with the Battlegrounds is to create a unique free event focused on welcoming 30 new players ages 10 to 16 to the Battlegrounds. This event is going to be held once a year. Currently, if we have success for it, we can increase that number. But it's going to be including head-to-toe gear for these 30 players, along with safety tip classes, game tactics, knowledge, and just an overall event to make sure everyone has the most fun and be as safe as possible to, again, give them the proper introduction to airsoft and to, again, have them indulge in everything that we have to offer. So why now is this a great opportunity to do? Is because the Battlegrounds is actually entering our 7th year anniversary. Again, we opened up in 2014. We've had a lot of support from the national and local community since day one, and we've always targeted a younger demographic throughout our history. So having this event targeted towards that younger demographic of 10 to 16 and younger kids, this will be a great way of saying thank you and giving back to our community. Again, our customers are going to be targeted towards the 10 to 16-year-old range for this unique event. A lot of these kids are going to be war video game enthusiasts, so people who love playing like Call of Duty and Battlefield and Fortnite and all those games. And a lot of them have in the past have even looked at airsoft and said, hey, I can almost play those games in real life. We're also looking for like adventurous kids who maybe are looking for something fun to do but might not be involved in your typical sports. And we're able to reach this demographic in this target market because we have a lot of social media outlets like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and our newly created Discord server to help reach our community and abroad. And we're going to keep all these customers and these kids coming back because once they're given a proper introduction, they're going to be booking parties with us. They're going to be using our current services to offer, getting their friends involved, and it'll be a great thing for the local community and just new players getting involved in airsoft as well. So some things that we've done along the way. Again, we've been in business since 2014, nearly 7 years. We've hosted past events with our vendors, and we survived through the COVID-19 pandemic, and we've thrived through that as well. Also looking ahead for this, we're actually constructing a second field in our facility. So right now we have one field for people to play on, but we're going to give these kids 2 different fields to play on. It's going to be a blast for them. They're going to have a great introduction to airsoft, and they're going to be really excited to play with their friends. So just some call to action items. I'm hoping to bring more awareness to the Battlegrounds and just airsoft in general. I know it's not very mainstream, so giving more awareness to this is going to be a great thing. I'd love to hear any of your feedback that you might have on this. Any tips and tricks would be great to hear. As far as funding goes, I didn't really touch on that. I will be linking another video that goes a little bit more in depth to that as well as the rest of my presentation. But it's going to be about $7,500 in total, mainly focusing on the loadouts for these kids. A lot of that's going to be funded by our facility as well as some of our vendors who would like to get involved. If that's anything up your alley, I'd love to hear from you as well as any other feedback. So again, I'd like to thank all of you for taking your time to listen today. I'll include some more links and things to the Battlegrounds as well as my own contact links as well. But again, I'd like to thank you all for listening.
Wonderful, Sean. Very good job. Again, great with time. Round of applause to you. Sean reflects a stream of entrepreneurial action at the Robert Morris that we like to call workplace innovation. The act of being entrepreneurial within the workplace, commonly referred to in the literature as entrepreneurship, but we embrace this idea of work as being varied, diverse, and being a campus that promotes professional learning. We see several of our students being able to enact their entrepreneurial thinking and tools to establish organizations like Sean has. So thank you so much for presenting that workplace innovation. I'd love to open up the floor to our entrepreneurial guests for any questions or feedback to Sean, and his feedback form is in the chat. The floor is open.
Hi, Sean. Hi, Sean. Can you hear me?
Yes. I can.
Okay, great. This is Afshan Khan from Innovation Works. I will try to respond in the feedback form, but it might take me some time to do that. Great presentation. I love the sort of the unique sport and the unique approach that you have. I'm curious if you're gonna plan to do it once a year and get this great age group involved. How do you plan to grow the momentum toward more business, obviously for your organization, as well as growing like the demographics as you suggested?
So that's a great question. I've thought about that. I wasn't really touching on that. A lot of it was going towards how the funding would work. But the way that we're approaching this is that when we're having these 30 new kids that are coming to our facility and to this event, we're trying to encourage them to be involved as much as Airsoft as possible, and then making them more aware of our party booking services. So they'll have an introduction to Airsoft, and then they'll know about our facility, and then they'll understand that we offer these party services. So they will pretty much with a word of mouth, like letting them other friends know about, hey, we have this event, and hey, this Airsoft place is here in Pittsburgh. They'll get their friends involved, and we hope to see more bookings through our private parties and our events from those new players, as well as any of the friends and family from them who have spread that through word of mouth. But again, great question.
Great answer. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Afshan. That is great. We will land here in interest of time and move to our next presentation. But Sean, thank you so much. So well done. That's been an exciting project that you have been on for a while. Again, here's Sean's feedback form. Please feel welcome to contact him directly or even chat with him or send your comments through chat as well. Well done, Sean. All right, our third Rockwell Fellow is Antoine Mosley.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully the audio stays with me as I work with this presentation. Okay, everyone see all right? Can you hear me all right?
All good.
All right, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Antoine Mosley. I'm an accounting major here at Robert Morris, and I am a junior. And today I'm going to talk about my venture, which is AM Creative Studios. So to kind of piece together what AM Creative Studios is, it's a fashion apparel company. And the important thing about fashion apparel companies is what is the culture there? What is the specific branding you're trying to make about yourself? And to answer that question, that all lies in our values. Our values are feelings, emotions, and love. To kind of get deeper into that, feelings always make us human. They kind of help us make our decisions, kind of help us deter us from making bad decisions. Emotions are the things we hide them, yet they guide us. This builds our relationships, this builds our friendships, this helps us pick our career path, helps us just figure out where we're gonna go in life. And love is the essence of who we are. This pretty much builds up everything. It inspires our feelings, inspires our emotions, and inspires what we wear, what we do, what career path we go into, and things like that. Because that's what we like to build ourselves upon. And the culture that kind of helps propel that idea is being nocturnal, first and foremost, which is just being mysterious and dark in nature and kind of exploring that unexplored part of ourselves that we don't really dig into. As humans, a lot of the time we try to hide our emotions, we hide our feelings, we hide our love, and that's what we want to explore here with our company. We don't want people to hide from it. We want people to be able to kind of reach a higher infinity with themselves and try it out a little bit more. And then also just being artistic and free-spirited. We want to encourage people to explore that side of themselves that they typically put aside at their job or in the career path or in other forms of life. So the vision behind AM Creative Studios is building a clothing company that grows expressionism. If you don't know what expressionism is a form of art in which the artist takes the time out and explores their emotions, explores their feelings, explores how they feel about certain political movements, religious movements, artistic movements, and things along that line. So the question is for me, when I was making this company, is how do we give opportunity of this artistically? How can we make this happen for people and kind of vent that? And the solution to that was combining the various roles of art and fashion, using the clothing as the canvas and art as the visual. So using jackets, using shoes, using different forms and articles of clothing to kind of vent that message to everyone, buy what you wear. And we typically do that today. And this is kind of, this company is meant to help promote that narrative. So the audience that would typically nurture, like grow attention to is young adults and below. So the age is 30 and below. This is the kind of the market that really buys into this sort of thing. But in the certain cliques and cultures that we're tapping into is fashion culture, where people who typically are the first to go to runway events, or the first to run to stores and get the new kicks, the new all forms of clothing. Another would be celebrities. Celebrities have helped grow the fashion culture by so much. Being that they're in the mainstream at all times, they endorse it. As you can see, there's several celebrities on here, and then you can see Drake, popular rapper, and they try to work with companies to build their own brand as well. So that's what we want to help them do if that's what they desire. Another would be sneakerheads, who are people who jump into shoes. Sneakerheads recently have started growing into the fashion market because it goes along with the shoes. But finally, the people that we want to really tailor to are the creatives, people who love investing in art in any shape or form, and canvases and different type of things. That's what we want to build a community for. That's the people we hope to impact. And just the specific materials that we're making is both streetwear and luxury. Streetwear is mainly for the youth in terms of like the pictures depicting, which are just shoes and sweatpants and long sleeves and things like that. But luxury is in terms of vests and dress garments and dress pants. So the main reason that the clothing company here is something that I'm passionate about is because I want to build this community. And the perfect time for that is now, because the fashion culture is at its height. Today, people are so creative. They want to feel free. They want to be able to express themselves. And that's the niche I want to crack into. In addition, the competition now is not something that like it was in the past. You don't see companies going against each other. You see a lot of them collaborating to kind of get their vision across and to build a safe space for the community. And it's encouraging to all types of artists, big and small. And that's also the impact we want to make. We want to promote art of all shapes and sizes. We don't want anyone to feel left out. We want smaller artists to kind of get their mainstream time as well. So here are some samples. These are all just like drawn up samples, mock-ups through Adobe. From our next collection coming out, the Thesis, which is like an exploration of why do we feel the way we do about certain people? Why do we fall in love? Why do we have this form of infatuation? And that's why it's presented in a way such that it's like a math problem, or like you're analyzing it in a certain way. So here are the contacts you guys can use to follow me or the company itself. Are there any questions?
Awesome, Antoine. Very, very well done. This deep sense of philosophy and thought behind your art is really fascinating. All right, the floor is open. Antoine's feedback form is also in the chat. We welcome any comments or questions from our entrepreneurial guests and beyond. The floor is open.
Antoine, I'm going to step up first, okay? And
Yeah.
I'm going to say this for a specific reason, and like I want you to hear what I'm trying to tell you, okay? One of the things I see that happens a lot is that artistic folks, people that want to create an artistic business, feel like they get put into the slide deck box and they have to pretend to be a text communicator, right? And I want you to sort of shrug that off, okay? Like if you had this to do over again with a longer leash, I think I would have you do it with more of your art up front, right? And I want you to like hit me right in the face with the undeniable, like, I'm a creative. This is what you're getting into, right? And I feel like a lot of times people that are where you're at right now, sort of, they think they have to pretend to be like an accountant. And I would just, as a comment, recommend that you not fall into that trap. Okay, be what you are, and the business's value that you see will be easier for us to see.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. And it's funny because he is an accountant.
Pretend I said something else then.
Kit, I saw your hand up. Kit had to, that might have been a technical.
He ditched us.
Not a problem. Anyone else? Oh, did Kit make it back in?
No, I'm here. I didn't raise my hand.
Oh, okay. No problem. Didn't want to miss you if you did. All right. Well, the avenues of communication are many. Here is Antoine's communication. Again, his feedback form is there, and please take it away during the chat if you are able. Thank you so much, Antoine. Very well done. All right. We have next Hannah Starcher, founder of Moonlight Milkshake. Thank you, Scott. Yes, we know accounting is pretty great. One of our flagship programs and departments at the School of Business.
Can everyone see this okay?
Yes, we can see it. We can see it great. All right, Hannah, it's all yours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hannah Starcher, and my venture project is Moonlight Milkshake Bar. And Moonlight Milkshake Bar is basically a mix between an old-fashioned ice cream parlor and a hard milkshake and smoothie bar. And by hard, I mean alcoholic. So we're going to do alcoholic milkshakes and smoothies. Perfect for anyone who loves sweet treats and mixing drinks with them. And we're hoping to bring more diversity to the ice cream industry because there's not a lot of places that offer alcoholic milkshakes and smoothies. And this is to people of all ages. And I just want to be able to create a fun atmosphere for people to hang out with friends and family. So this is just a little visual of like the aesthetic that I'm going for. As you can see, there's a lot of pink everywhere. It's definitely my favorite color. I just want Moonlight Milkshake Bar to have, you know, some comfy couches, fun lights, just a pretty aesthetic for everyone to take photos and hang out with their friends. So they're really enjoying their time and they feel like they're hanging out at home and just having a great time with friends. So this is a little mock-up I made of the menu. As you can see, I have the hard and soft shakes on there and hard and soft smoothies. And then down at the bottom, I have a little add-in section. So eventually we're going to do create your own milkshakes and smoothies, and you can pick from any of these and design what you would like. This is just some pictures of some milkshakes I've made before. You can definitely tell that I love chocolate because they're all chocolate milkshakes, but I just wanted to show you guys of some milkshakes I've made. And there's definitely going to be homemade whipped cream because I think it adds such a special aspect to the milkshake, as you can see in the pictures here. This is also just a quick video. My mom got me an ice cream maker for Easter, so I've been practicing making homemade ice cream, throwing in some chocolate chips, you know, testing out some recipes. So eventually I will have those after I graduate, so I'm ready to open this place up. So Moonlight Milkshake Bar, we really just want to emphasize the fact that we're going to have alcoholic milkshakes and smoothies because not a lot of people or not a lot of places offer those, and we want to combine the ice cream and the hard drinks and able to have a decadent experience with friends. This establishment will offer a very vibrant hangout that will serve the alcoholic milkshakes and smoothies, but also just regular hard ice cream. So we really just want to make sure we emphasize the fact that everything is going to be hand spun and homemade, and everything is going to be tailored to the needs of the customers while offering a youthful bar-like atmosphere for them. We still want it to be able to be family friendly, but also fun, where you can hang out with your 21 plus friends. We'll have a milkshake for every mood, like if you just got broken up with, or you know, if you're taking your kids out just to get like a fun like unicorn milkshake, whatever it may be. We're going to have all different kinds of flavors. We are also going to have a very spacious patio and outdoor place. That way you can decide if you want to be inside or outside, hopefully located in a warm area so it can be very sociable and a vibrant event. So the key features I want to highlight, think of it as like a coffee shop with a twist. I want it to be somewhere where people can hang out, because normally when you think of like a milkshake factory, you're getting your milkshake and you're leaving. But I want this to be somewhere where everyone can just, chill with friends, sit in some comfy chairs and couches, maybe get some chocolate bomb shots, as I mentioned down below there, and we're going to do milkshake and smoothie flights. I want to have an Instagram wall, and this just basically is going to be a really pretty setup, maybe some chairs for everyone to take pictures, and this will also help with advertising, because I know whenever I go and get milkshakes or food anywhere, I always want to take a picture of it. It's the first thing I have to do, and of course all the milkshakes are going to look pretty, so then they will look gorgeous for the Instagram wall. I also want to do pop-ups so we can have small businesses come in, maybe do some live music. We're going to have a small business bulletin board to help advertise for those. And I will also want to incorporate a special spot for the local humane societies and a donation center for them. And of course, we're going to have pictures of every item on the menu so you can see what you're getting. So as I mentioned, there's going to be two sides, family friendly and then 21 plus. It's mainly geared more towards females just because of the pink aesthetic. But we want to do specific hours. So that way, if you're bringing in your kids, you want to make sure that it's not going to be a bunch of drunk people off of milkshakes, but you're going to still be able to have fun. Well, like I mentioned before, we're going to do special events, maybe bring in some food trucks and some live music, special coupons, of course, a happy hour, and we're going to advertise with social media and flyers, local businesses. And thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me now.
Yay. Thank you so much, Hannah. Thank you so much, Hannah. We appreciate it so much. Indeed. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris Rockwell. All the best to you and your fam. So the floor is open. Hannah's Incredible Milkshake Creations has a
Hi,
salad.
Hannah. This is Afshan. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
all yours.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, great. Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I have to say I was very impressed with all of the different ideas you shared and the uniqueness of sort of that unique offering. You seem to have thought through a lot of the marketing, the outreach, the community feel, what would appeal to different market segments. It was nicely done. Have you given any thought to the economics of it? It sounds like a lot of what you can do is not too expensive, but have you given the thought to sort of what you would expect your margins to be for the drinks and that kind of thing?
Not anything too big right now. I haven't, but I have looked into, I get a lot of ice cream and milkshakes around school and stuff, and so I've tried to compare like what I think my prices may be. Of course, the hard milkshakes are going to be a little bit more expensive, but with ice cream, since you can make a big batch of it, I don't think it is going to be too expensive to be able to do all of this. But I haven't dug into the finances just quite yet. I'm waiting on that, but thank you for asking.
Okay, nice job.
Awesome. I see hands up. Ashley Lopez, followed by Dean Patrick. Go ahead, Ashley.
Thank you, Dr. Griffin L. Hi, Hannah. First and foremost, I love this concept. When you said milkshakes, my ears perked up. Then you said flights, and then I sat up. And then I was like, okay, now we're talking about family friend plus like cocktail hour milkshake bar. You said like, oh, going there after like maybe you break up with your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend. I was like, oh my gosh, heartbreak milkshakes is like a total theme.
Yeah.
Either way, I think this is great. I love the fact that you added in an Instagram wall because that's really catchy, especially with this generation. I really like that it has a sociable atmosphere. So that way, not only are you just coming there to pick up a milkshake and leave, but you can come there, maybe have like a little get together with your girlfriends or maybe with your kids and have a little party there as well. I did have a question regarding the prices, but we answered that already with Afshan. But I was wondering, I know you said hard ice cream as well. Is that what I heard? Okay.
So I want to incorporate, rather than just milkshakes, I still want you to get that feel when you walk into an ice cream store. You see that big case in the front, and you have like butter pecan, moose tracks, like all those fun flavors. So you don't have to get just a milkshake or soft ice cream.
Awesome. And then you had mentioned something, or it was on your slides about donating to charities. I think it was something about the humane shelters. Would you be able to donate to other charities around the area, like a local charity that you feature once a month?
Yeah, of course, and that's an awesome idea. It would be cool to, like, once a month pick a different charity. I just picked Humane Society because I love dogs, and my family has rescued a few dogs from local Humane Societies, so I think it's really important to kind of help highlight those to help them find a home. And I really want to try and make Moonlight Milkshake Bar dog friendly, so everyone can bring their cute dogs in and take some pictures, and we'll do, like, I should put it on the menu, like a little doggy ice cream cone or something.
Yes, I was just about to say that, like little mini pup shakes. Oh my gosh, I would be first in line. So great job. Great job.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you, Professor Lopez. That's awesome. Dean Patrick?
I don't know if we still have time, but Hannah, first of all, the first time I had a milkshake that had alcohol in it, I was in Philadelphia, and I will tell you, I cannot drink a milkshake unless it has alcohol in it now, because of the first time that I had that. But it was so good. But be careful on the costs. I know that some of those products, it doesn't seem like it's going to cost too much, but it's going to build up a lot. You have a lot of ingredients in each of these, and you got to keep things cold. It's kind of labor intensive to make some of this stuff too, so be a little careful on that, and really watch that. But the big thing I want you to think about also is food. The milkshakes are really heavy. And then when you have the alcohol, but you need something if you're going to have just alcohol there as well. Even bars will have some kind of snack food or something, along that line. So really start to think about maybe 2 or 3 things that can complement the food part with that milkshake, and kind of start working on that. But I look forward to checking this out as well.
Thank you very much. I was also thinking about maybe doing some food trucks if I had the space available. I thought it would be fun to switch it out because I know, whenever people are drinking alcohol, they are going to get hungry. So thank you very much.
That is great. Awesome feedback. Great questions and conversation. Thank you, Hannah. Very, very well done. Founder of Moonlight Milkshake. Now we have Melanie, founder of Melanie and Marketing. Melanie, it is all yours.
Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. So as Dr. Griffinell said, I am Melanie Hulse. I am the founder of Melanie and Marketing. A little bit about what Melanie and Marketing is. It is a marketing consulting firm for small business owners that helps strategically plan their marketing efforts. So right now, what is the problem? Small business owners are struggling to keep up with the ever-changing marketing environment. From the day to day, it changes. I'm pretty sure one of the social media platforms' algorithm changed just this morning. Currently, the solution to that problem is low-cost or free seminar programs that are targeting small business owners to teach them marketing tips and tricks that typically end up being bad advice. So my solution to that problem is Melanie and Marketing Services. So on the screen here, I have listed some of the services that I would offer. This would be done one of 2 ways. Either a client would come to me looking for just advice for maybe an hour or 2 on a specific topic, and I would sit with them, kind of work out a plan on that given topic, or they would come to me consistently and I would help them actually carry out whatever that problem or issue is. So for example, let's talk about social media. There's a lot that goes into that, such as hashtags, figuring out the right time of day to post, just figuring out if a post should be an organic post or a paid post. This is a lot for just one person to figure out on their own. So I'm here as a resource and as a guide and a helper to small business owners. So you might be sitting there asking yourself, why? Why now? Traditional means of marketing are currently struggling given both the pandemic and prior to the pandemic. In the last year, we've seen in-person sales and trade shows decline due to not being able to meet in person to have those events. More businesses have pivoted to social media platforms during the pandemic and even in the years prior to the pandemic. But again, social media platforms, their algorithm changes every single day. Like I said, Instagram's platform probably changed this morning before any of us woke up. A little bit about the target market that I'm looking to work with. In Pennsylvania alone, there are 999,591 small businesses. Specifically in Pittsburgh, there are 24,792, and 8,061 are female-owned. For my business, I'm realistically looking at maybe taking on a couple clients at a time to make sure that they get that specific, specialized, and personalized treatment for their business. So a little bit about my customers. My customers are small business owners who are looking for help with their marketing efforts. My way of reaching them would be through social media marketing as well as word of mouth. Small business owners talk to one another, and good news always travels. How I hope to retain those customers is through that personal touch and interaction. No business's marketing is the same. Everyone has a different story to tell, and that's true of their businesses as well. A little bit about some of the competition in the area. There are a number of small marketing firms in the Pittsburgh area. A couple of them I have on here are 10-4 Social and Piper Creative. Both of those companies take on a good number of clients per year and keep their marketing efforts pretty cookie cutter and impersonal. Melanie and Marketing, however, will take on a few handful of clients each year, as I said, and would be personalized to the specific customer. A little bit about the financial side of Melanie and Marketing. Initially, costs are pretty low. Those major costs will incur as more clients are taken on. But right now, the main cost is time and time invested into putting together everything, such as the presentation you're seeing today, as well as working with that initial client to figure out how much time it takes for each part of the service. Right now, I am a one-woman operation. I am a junior here at RMU working on certificates in sales as well as entrepreneurship and innovation. I'm also in the accelerated MBA program where I'm working on a certificate in project management. Using all of these skills together, I have decided to create this company, and we'll use everything I've learned in the classroom to run this company. Some milestones. So far, I've already started within just a year of actually coming up with this idea, brainstorming a little bit about what it will look like, what I hope it to look like, as well as creating a logo and figuring out a color scheme, as you've probably seen throughout this presentation. And then during the spring semester, I've been working on a little bit more of the developments in the planning stages, such as the presentation you're seeing right now, through the Rockwell Fellowship, as well as the Entrepreneurship Business Model Lab. In the future, I am working with my first client here this summer as a little bit of a test launch for Melanie and Marketing's business model, as well as I will start prospecting for new customers and clients for next year. I hope to have a full-blown launch here in spring of 2022 to go along with my anticipated graduation date. So for some next steps, I want to thank everyone for coming this evening. Feel free to leave any comments in the chat box or as well as email me. And I want to leave everyone on a quote. Entrepreneur, a crazy person who risks their own money for freedom rather than exchanging their freedom for money. Thank you.
Yes, multiple snaps all around to that quote. Multiple snaps. Well done, Mel. Well done. And so the floor is open to questions and comments. to Melanie. Thank you so much, Melanie, for sharing with us what I know has been on your heart for a while. And so it's really great to see it come to life more and more during this program. Agreed. Amazing photography. You're getting all this love. Oh, it's so wonderful. So questions, comments for Melanie? And right now we're all soaking it in.
Sorry, I'm
All
trying
right.
to do the form at the same time as I'm like trying to do the thing, right? I'm multitasking. I don't want to get behind on my forms. Melanie, I think your business plan is very doable. I'm going to challenge you to push yourself harder because you know this is doable. Like you know you can do this, right? So like your deck is clean, your deck looks professional, right? Like, and I think that you should gobble up more faster.
Thank you.
And she looks at you with very focused eyes like, okay.
Godspeed.
Hi, Melanie.
Hello.
Sorry, I hope I'm not jumping ahead for anybody. I can't quite see the hands up, so please correct me if I'm jumping ahead. But great presentation. I really like what you thought about in terms of the problem and the value proposition. One thing I didn't quite catch, whether or not for different businesses will want to have different levels of support. Is there a model you envision where basically you've got an ongoing retainer and you help, maybe with the help of technology and the help of adding folks to your team, you help manage their ongoing social media or some other aspects of their marketing with which, as a small business, maybe they're just not equipped internally to manage?
Well, that's a great question. Initially, what I'm thinking is it depends on the client. A lot of what my goal is for my business is to be client-centered and client-focused. So it really depends on what the client needs.
Thanks, Melanie.
Of course, thank you.
Great, awesome. Thank you, Melanie. And it in a time like this where where I think Pittsburgh is looking more and more to cultivate the growth of local business, and especially the revival of the local economy after COVID. I think you have a lot of good work to do, and that's very exciting. So we walked this journey with you. Very, very well done. Well done.
Thank you.
All right. Dan, that's a great point. Do you mind weighing in? This is Dan Steicher from New Sun Rising.
Hi there. Sorry, I know I was late there, but like nonprofits always are seeking to tell their stories to both community members and foundations. So I would definitely think about them, especially as you ramp up, because we're always looking for storytellers. So there you go.
Perfect. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
That's awesome. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. So we are at the midway point. We have so that everyone we do also recognize this is dinner time. So that everyone could kind of get a second wind, go get some water, so that our Rockwell fellows who have been pinned to the screen could also get a refresher. We're going to build in a break right here. We ask everybody to step away, refresh yourselves. We'll try to get some music going and to come back in time for our next Rockwell Fellow at 6:10 in about 10 minutes. That's cool? Awesome. All right, everyone, take a breather and a break. See you in 10 minutes. All right, we are inching on back. Awesome, it is 6:10. If you are near your If you are near your computers, go ahead and turn on your mics, rejoin us. Keaton, you can go ahead and start to set up, to get ready to set up as you are about to get started.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Awesome. All right, this is Keaton, who is a driving innovator in Mauer Athletics. His feedback form is here, and Keaton, take it away.
All right. Can everyone hear me and see this?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Good afternoon. My name is Keaton Jennings, and I'm very excited to share my venture growth pitch with you tonight. So starting off, who is Keaton Jennings? I am a rising senior at Robert Morris University. I have a primary concentration of marketing with certificates in entrepreneurship and sales. I'm a Dean Scholar here at Robert Morris University, a member of Beta Gamma Sigma, and a semi-professional soccer player. And my entrepreneurial venture is Mauer Athletics. Mauer Athletics is a soccer-specific goalkeeper glove company that offers the highest quality products at affordable prices. Mauer Athletics has been in existence since 2018 and offers products for soccer goalkeepers to wear when playing. Mauer Athletics is comprised of 3 entrepreneurs, Robert Lewicki, Bryce Tramuta, and myself. So why Mauer Athletics? Customers are getting taken advantage of with continuously increasing prices for goalkeeper gloves, having them priced out of their passion. An opportunity exists for a company like Mauer Athletics to offer great products at affordable prices, with the consumer always in mind. The market has few companies that have the consumer as their top priority, and as a result loses any sense of community among product wearers. A key component of our strategy is to establish this community among all consumers of Mauer Athletics goalkeeper gloves. Now on to products offered by Mauer Athletics. As you can see in the bottom row here, we have our Mauer Icon, which is our best-selling range. On the left, we have the Mauer Icon Burst, and on the right is the Mauer Dynamic range, which was recently released. The innovation. So after evaluation of product offerings partnered with a great deal of market research, there's a clear opportunity to enhance the offerings of Mauer Athletics. With the guidance and support of the Rockwell Fellowship, I'm pleased to announce the Mauer Icon Slate. And here are 3 photos of the Mauer Icon Slate. Hopefully captures what we're looking for and everything that it's about. So why the Icon Slate? The Icon Slate expands the Mauer Athletics catalog to include a completely blacked out option, a market favorite. The Icon Slate utilizes a similar design as the best-selling offering with differentiation such as including the logo on the glove strap and adding a larger catching area. And lastly, a limited quantity order like the one we're doing with the Icon Slate provides a new potential avenue for Mauer Athletics if it is successful. Some options that we have with this Icon Slate is we can order it in a larger quantity if the market responds well to it. And just in general, if the model works out well, we can expand variety that can appeal to more customer preferences instead of putting more money into fewer gloves. So next steps. So in the short term, we need to finalize a marketing plan to achieve sales goals, create content to showcase the Icon Slate, and lastly, release the Icon Slate to the market. And in the long term, we need to evaluate the response to the Icon Slate, assess the smaller quantity release approach, and see if it's something that we'd like to do again as a company. And last but not least, evaluate if we would like to continue offering the Icon Slate or move into a different direction with products that we will offer down the line. So in conclusion for this pretty quick pitch, being an inaugural fellow in the Rockwell Fellowship has helped me experience great opportunities and learn from successful entrepreneurs in the area and all around the country. Lessons learned and support given in year 1 have assisted me in all steps of the innovative process to get me to market release, and I can't wait to see how it goes. Just like to thank you very much for listening. I appreciate your time, and if you have any questions, I would be more than happy to answer. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Keaton. Thank you so much. We know that you have been working hard with this new design, with this new line. You got products coming in, figuring out now how to best approach and engage with markets. So the floor is open. Feedback to Keaton and or questions.
Keaton, what have sales been looking like for you?
They've been pretty decent, and just for kind of like initial marketing and just showing people what's coming next, there's a lot of like excitement built up and everyone just wants to know when it's coming out. So from an initial standpoint, it seems to be like it's it's going to go well. But I mean, obviously, saying people are interested versus having them actually buy it are two very different things. But you know, it seems pretty positive as at the point I'm at right now.
Keaton, what do you feel like you need right now?
What I need is a way to optimize marketing in a way that converts people to purchase as quick and as efficiently as possible. With this market, it's a lot of, oh, maybe I will, or, oh, I like the way that looks. And I think that the next step to have success is really finding that way to kind of inch the way in and get that purchase to happen almost every single time. And we like take our time to really build that relationship with the consumer and get them to become a part of our brand and build the community sense that I mentioned in that presentation.
So the one thing, and I thought that might be your answer, so I will give you one piece of what I think is probably solid advice, and you know, your mileage may vary. As a soccer player, I think I would like to hear you comment more about your opinion of the product. You did a good job of telling us at the beginning that like you have a right to an opinion. I realize you're probably not a goaltender, but still, if you are, then I apologize. But connect those dots for me, right? Like if you're going to tell me that you're a semi-pro soccer player on the second slide, and then you're going to bring me through what is otherwise like a very nice, rational, you know, regimented analytical pitch, bring me some sizzle to and tell me like, I've used the other ones, I've tried the other ones on, I think this design is better, it's more comfortable for me. Explain to us what it's like to be the customer.
Got it. So I do, whenever we get down to the nitty gritty and like the person to person basis, this is something that we do eventually, pretty much in the whole kind of business dealings and how like a goalkeeper in soccer thinks, which I am one. It's first of all, how it looks and feels in your hand. And then everyone's like, okay, how's this compared to the big brands? And then right then and there, you start with that value proposition of like, oh, well, that might cost you $120. You can get 2 or 3 pairs of these. How about you give us a shot? And that's pretty much the way that we go whenever we're trying to sell gloves to people. And obviously difficult with COVID as it is for every single business. But for the most part, like kind of figuring out how to get those people away from those brands that they've been with forever that keep raising their prices and kind of lose the inner personality of like, okay, I wear this Nike glove, but now this Nike pair of Goldie gloves cost me $160. Is this really worth it? And that's the kind of niche that we're trying to get into and then build our value from there, kind of get the foundation and build it higher and higher. Yeah, Jonathan, see your raised hand. What's up?
Whenever I was a goalkeeper in high school, my junior and senior year, my team provided gloves for me. Have you looked into the market of maybe some local high schools, since yours are a cheaper option than the big brands, maybe marketing to a smaller high school or even your alma mater saying, hey, give me a shot, buy some of my gloves, and then you have a sale right there?
Yeah, for sure. So in the Pittsburgh area, we do have a few coaches signed on, and they do that just from their contacts that they have through reputability and everything. But yeah, it's definitely a smart revenue stream, and I'll be sure to take that on board. Are there any other questions?
Thank you, Scott and Jonathan. And Dean Patrick, I saw your hand up for a second.
No, I was actually going to say exactly what Jonathan just said. So good job. Yep.
Spot on. Awesome. In the meantime, enjoy continuing designing and producing. We look to seeing your brand become more and more of a premier one across the region. And it's actually with great pride to know that you're behind it. So that's very, very cool. Only applaud you, Keaton. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, Keaton. We are moving along. Jonathan, it is yours, founder of the RMU Changemaker Initiative. Take it away.
All right, give me 1 second to pull this up.
No problem.
All right, can everyone see my slides?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining us tonight as we pitch our ventures for the very first time out into the open world. As Dr. Griffinell just said, my venture is called the Changemaker Initiative. But before we get into that, my name is Jonathan Guetta. I am a junior marketing and management student at the RMU School of Business, and I'm also enrolled in the integrated MBA program. Finally, I am, along with almost everyone in this meeting tonight, a change maker. Every entrepreneur has a problem that they're trying to solve. My venture is a little unique in that it is very specific to Robert Morris University. So let's dive right in. Over the past year, students have been affected by some major decisions affecting their careers at RMU. While these decisions were by no means predatory, students felt a little bit frustrated because their opinions weren't utilized before decisions were made. Also, a big problem for RMU has to do with their alumni giving rates. Being in existence for 100 years means that there's thousands of alumni. However, RMU has an alumni giving rate of less than 10%, which results in less resources on campus and even affects our US News and World Report rankings. Now, how do we fix this? These problems don't have a one-size-fits-all solution, so what can be done? I believe that the solution at hand is twofold. We must first bridge the gap between students and administrators on campus to eliminate unnecessary petitions and bad PR from the student body when their voices aren't heard. Secondly, I believe that by adding tangible value to alumni donations, rather than asking for donations in a general giving sense, we could see an increase in donations to RMU as a whole to support specific initiatives on campus. Now, what could possibly include both of these solutions at once? You already know it, the Changemaker Initiative. This idea has been in the works for a little over a year now, and I'm super excited to share it with you all tonight. The Changemaker Initiative mission is very simple: empower student leaders to invoke positive change within their RMU community. RMU is full of student visionaries, and this initiative will afford those students the opportunity to promote positive change on campus. Out of all the goals for this venture, 3 main ones stand out. I want to give students a voice to help promote positive change on campus. I want to cultivate the RMU experience by giving students opportunities to leave their legacy on campus. Finally, I want to promote alumni giving to create a culture of giving to specific campus endeavors rather than just giving to RMU as a whole. Students involved in this initiative will benefit from a multitude of things ranging from professional experiences and networking opportunities to academic advancement and leadership development, all the way to civic engagement and campus programming. While many students have the ability to attain these benefits through other campus initiatives, the Changemaker Initiative will specifically curate these opportunities for all the students involved. As for a timeline, the Changemaker Initiative will be a 4-year program. Each year, the cohort will be paired with a university department to help problem solve or add value to the RMU community for that year. These first 3 years will help engage the cohort with university administration to understand how university decisions are made and how to implement changes on campus, as well as getting accustomed to working together as a team. In the final year of the Changemaker Initiative, rather than being paired with a university department to problem solve, the cohort of student leaders will discover a need at RMU that they want to focus on and propose it to the Office of Institutional Advancement. From here, the cohort will work with the Office of IA to secure funding from alumni to implement this change or addition to campus, furthering that idea of alumni giving to a specific initiative on campus rather than to RMU as a whole. While this venture can be utilized as a mold for many student cohorts on campus, it was designed with a pilot group in mind. Being a presidential scholar myself, I see the value RMU's put into me. However, once I stepped foot on campus, I feel that support system of presidential scholars was a little bit lost. I believe that the individuals selected for the scholarship have a lot to give to the university, and we should tap into this potential to afford these students the opportunity to do so with the Changemaker Initiative. For every year that RMU grants this scholarship, RMU is missing out on nearly $2 million worth of tuition, which breaks down to about $123K per scholar. Yet after gifting so much money to these students, RMU really doesn't ask us much of anything. In a survey sent out to a convenience sample of current presidential scholars, 100% of individuals stated that they felt disconnected from their cohort of scholars and would be interested in a program to offer them numerous opportunities. So we're 1 year into this venture. What are the next steps? This summer, I will be sending out a more in-depth survey to all presidential scholars to fully gauge interest on this initiative and receive feedback from them. Throughout the last year of this fellowship, I plan to develop specific curriculum for this program and do more research on other university models similar to this, as well as promote the initiative along with the presidential scholarship application through the Office of Admissions, so future presidential scholars know exactly what they're going to be stepping foot in. Finally, heading into the fall of 2022, I plan to launch the Changemaker Initiative with the class of 2026 cohort of presidential scholars. That concludes my venture pitch. Here's my contact information along with a QR code that takes you to my LinkedIn page because we can never have enough connections. Are there any questions for me?
Very, very well done. Round of applause to you, Jonathan. Very well done. All right, the floor once again is open. Comments and questions for Jonathan. Are you getting all the love from your classmates? Go
I
ahead.
was going to say, really smart idea with putting the QR code on your PowerPoint. That's a great idea.
Thank you, Hannah.
Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry. Hi, Jonathan. Very interesting presentation. Your passion came through. You did a really good job of identifying all the pain points. And I think you identified something pretty important for RMU now and for the future, especially what you recognize as a recipient of the Presidential Scholarship. I guess the one thing I would ask is, how would you build that momentum in terms of approaching the administration to get you as students more involved in this effort?
Thank you for those kind words and this question. So I wish I could have included it in the presentation, but I've been working on this for about a year now. I've actually proposed it to the Office of Admissions to gain their support. And what they told me was it wasn't feasible to pilot it this next year because what they said is they love the idea and we would love to launch it with the next group of students so they understand during the application process, it's not just something thrown on into it. They understand that in this round of applications, this is also another opportunity as a presidential scholar recipient. This is what you'd be receiving. So the Office of Admissions kind of carries out that process up until they are granted the award and they enroll in the university. And once they attend here, Office of Admissions is out of the loop. So they support me on this venture up until that point. The Office of Scholar Development, who is in charge of the honors program, where all the presidential scholars are automatically enrolled into, Julia Mikalenko, who is wife of the Dean of Students, John Mikalenko, she actually proposed this idea of having something with the presidential scholars last spring. And we all know how last spring went. So this is something I've been working on for years. So I already have the honors program and Office of Scholar Development support as well. And I actually proposed this idea in its very, very early stages when it was just an inkling to Dr. Howard himself, because it would be piloting with a group that has his title in it. And he was in 100% support of this idea. He actually offered some opportunities to look into Pitt's Nordenberg and Stamp Scholarship Program, as well as some other university programs as well, to kind of mimic it or model it after something similar to that, but then put my own spin on it for RMU. So great question. I've kind of worked through those university departments on how the scholarship is granted. And then, like I said in the presentation, once they step foot on campus, there really isn't as much support specifically for scholars, whereas the honors program is the whole cohort. So that's where I would love to take foot on this and then kind of work with them up until they graduate. And then by that point, they're alumni and hopefully giving to the university, where everything in this venture comes full circle.
Thanks, Jonathan. That's fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Afshan. Go ahead, Dean Patrick.
No, this is wonderful, Jonathan. And, I have seen some of the issues that you're talking about over the past couple of years, and students feeling that they haven't had a voice. So this is a great way to kind of put all of that together. Are you thinking once you start this that every year a new cohort would start, as every year we get so many presidential scholars? And have you thought about who they would be working with over the 3 years? And have you started to kind of, it sounds like you've got some of the key players, right? You got Dr. Howard. That's really important. So that's good. But have you started to kind of think about what areas they would be working and shadowing in and starting to gain support, or how you might gain support in that area?
Thank you, Dean Patrick. These are the questions I love because I couldn't include it in the first 5 minutes of this. So I've actually been kind of mulling that over, especially today, going over my presentation, whether I wanted this to be, like you said, every single year starts a new cohort. I think the best possible scenario with this would be to pilot the whole program, since it is a 4-year, pilot it all with the class of 2026 and not do something with 2027, 2028, because then if you focus on this cohort of class of 2026 presidential scholars, you have your full attention on them for all 4 years rather than working with potentially 4 separate groups at the same time. I think that would really buff out any of the mistakes, any of the hiccups along the way, and putting your full undivided attention on this one group of students. You can really have all the research there, have all the promise of carrying them out for 4 years. And then once those 4 years are over in 2026, you can look back and say, here's where the program started. Here are the end goals. If alumni rate, the giving rate did go up, here's how this program helped it out. And then we can review that and then potentially implement it for years to come. So it's very forward thinking, very future thinking. I think very open to feedback. But for now, I think to answer that first part of the question, focusing on the 4-year group as a whole rather than every single year is my step of where I want to go with this in the future. As for the university departments, like I said, the Office of Scholar Development is 100% backing me with Mrs. Mankolenko. So she actually offered that if this program gets off the ground in the next year or 2 years, that the Office of Scholar Development could kind of be that first university department. So since the first-year students don't have a lot of knowledge of the campus environment or campus culture, the Office of Scholar Development is a perfect place to kind of step foot in. They already know them. They're working with them in the honors program. So that would be a good first year. And then after that, go into the Office of Student Involvement, where I'm very close with Maureen Kiefer, Assistant Dean of Students, and John Locke, whose title is too long for me to name. Very close with them. So that would be a very good stepping stone into the second year. And then the third year, that department is kind of up in the air. So it could really be any of the departments on campus. And really, I want to start it with the Office of Scholar Development, but then open this up into all the different university departments and see which one has the most potential, which one has the most opportunity to offer a lot of engagement to this cohort of students, but also gain a lot from helping them problem solve. So that third year is kind of open for wherever we see fit. And then the fourth year, obviously working with the Office of Institutional Advancement to propose their change to campus or adding value to this campus with something specific or tangible.
Awesome. Thank you, Jonathan, with your drop mic answers. That's really great, though. We're really celebrating you. I'm excited as to how you are curating your networks on campus to almost recombine connections in new ways to give way to something novel. And that trifecta of student voice, RMU impact, and alumni giving, I think is a really nice mix for something powerful. So applaud to you. Applause, applause, applause. Well done. Well done. Can't wait to see these up and going. All right, we are moving right along and making some incredible time, my Rockwell fellows. You all brought a lot of punch and substance within a short amount of time. I'm so proud of you. My goodness. So, Hannah B.
Hello, hello.
There you are. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I just love it when your camera's okay. So you are here. The stage is all yours. Go ahead. Hannah B., founder of Cafe Liqueur.
Everybody can see everything all good?
Yep.
Thank you so much. My name is Hannah Williams. I'm a cybersecurity and digital forensics major here at RMU, and today I'm going to pitch to you Cafe Liqueur. As everybody in Pittsburgh knows, our city is a very lively nightlife. Anyone who's been downtown before COVID past 6 p.m. can attest to this without a doubt. However, if you take a second to examine the masses of people, you'll notice an obvious trend of extroverted students or fresh graduates accounting for the majority of the population. This led to my question, what options do more introverted and calm people have when it comes to drinking? Right off the bat, my solution was any of the hundreds of bars not labeled as fun to others my age. What do those bars lack, you might be asking? They lack the ability to offer an experience outside the routine bar expectations. Nowadays, a lot of people struggle with justifying going out for a drink when it's the same rinse and wash cycle for the past decade. This is where my idea came to fruition. Before anything, it's important to ensure two things. The market of interest is predicted to provide the opportunity, and my personal interest in this is invested as well. With the end of this pandemic currently in sight, people who have been trapped within their house for over the past years are itching to get out and experience life outside of being homebound. Considering the predicted increase in the wine and spirits market, I defined a method that I can not only complement this industry, but include my personal interest. Pairing alcoholic beverages is not an unheard of concept. However, what specifically might be is a variety of brews and wines made within our city being complemented with a baked good, not to only accent the flavors and aromas created by the drink, but also bring the experience as a whole to the next level. Personally, my plan is to perfect the specific bakery options to adhere to every drink before offering it to the menu. By doing this, I believe I can elevate the simple drinking experience into a more memorable interaction. The sellable goods aren't the only thing of importance in this business, but also the environment of the brick and mortar cafe. Such location must stand out as well to provide success in such a developing and trending city. Creating an atmosphere where people can relax from their stressful everyday lives is essential in my eyes. And that is what I truly want to provide with the experience I create. Figuring out the type of person who would be interested in this type of cafe was a bit of an oddity for me originally, since I hoped that this idea would be anybody to escape from everyday life. Despite my initial thoughts, I took the time to investigate the profile so I can properly target my audience. After talking to my peers and family, it became clear that females at the beginning of adulthood showed the most interest. This also correlated with studies from Yale showing females also have a tendency to have more of a sweet tooth compared to males. On another note, it's very hard for most people to stray away from the pack. We've seen proven time and time again when the majority stays within the expected norm instead of venturing outside social contract. So I believe somebody who's open-minded and bold would be the most common customer. Another personality trait I believe would categorize my audience would be trendy due to the design of my store in general. Defining a specific career is basically impossible, so I believe a broad definition would be an office worker should suffice. Not only does downtown Pittsburgh have a massive population of regular office workers, but those within such roles may have more of a desire to break up their repetitive, mundane schedules. The experience one makes with a business initially will forever be associated with that location. This is one of my multiple reasonings as to why the environment of a business is so important. Simply speaking, if you provide an environment that is genuinely connects with the customer, that alone can elevate the service into an experience. I'm passionate about providing a place of comfort for those around me currently, and that's what I desire to replicate within the setting of this business. Something the customers can look back on fondly and find solace in. To create such will require specific color palettes and design structures, which ultimately will be designated after the building, but also the location of the store itself. You might be asking yourself, what's stopping me from developing this idea more? In general terms, I lack the personal connections necessary to develop my idea and the knowledge to function within the industry and provide a high quality product. If any of you find yourself in a position to provide and funnel this creation and you're generally interested, I implore you to reach out to me so we can start the conversation and develop together. Here's my citations for anything I referenced, and thank you for your time.
Beautiful, Hannah. Thank you so much. Applause to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Very creative. The floor is open. Hannah's feedback form is also in the chat. Any comments or questions?
Hannah, I like the I like a lot about what you did. The call to action at the end was really clear. I think all of us need to get more in the habit of sort of telling people what we want them to do with the pitch, like as opposed to Like tell people what you need and you might just get it, right? And I really like the fact that you cited where you got information from, right? The question that I would ask, right, is you've identified personality, you've identified sort of age band and professional whatnot. How confident are you that you've got enough people that fit those criteria that you can keep the lights on, right? Like so if I'm looking for like bold, adventurous, 24 to 40, wants to be out on Saturday night or, you know, whatever in Pittsburgh, like what convinces you that the numbers are going to work?
Thank you for your kind words to begin with, and that's a great question. What convinces me ultimately is just this is a unique opportunity, and I love the atmosphere downtown. There's so many people that head to downtown that want something new, and there's like right now, this is the perfect time because everybody's coming out of quarantine. They're wanting these new experience, and everybody loves alcohol. That's a thing, and they like classy alcohol nowadays. And baked goods will call you there, and especially if I'm able to kind of work with other breweries and wineries around, I can use that to advertise and get my name in there to kind of start a following.
Okay, so let me offer just one extra thing that you might want to do because it feels like you really want to do this, right?
Okay.
I would say start trying to get counts, right? Start trying to put real numbers around, like who do you think characterizes themselves in that personality description that you set up, a persona that you have started to sort of sketch, right? Mm-hmm. How many of them are there? How far are they from the city? That sort of a thing. It'll help you to start, because having the financial projection will be great, but it'll be even better once you understand how many customers you need to bring in the door. And that'll translate to square footage. And it translates to literally like this domino effect of math that'll make life a lot easier for you.
All right, that makes sense. Thank you so much.
Sure thing.
That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you very, very much, Scott. Yeah, Hannah, you're capturing an ambiance that I think is very attractive, and I think will it will get the attention of an audience that is looking for the experience of, yes, accompanied with alcohol and desserts, but also, as you said it, and as your slides kind of give off, soothing, sophisticated, easygoing, relaxing. And I think that's very intriguing. I think there's a really great magnetism there for women, that you say, who are at the beginning of their career or as they're maturing into their, different walks of life and want to hang out with friends, but want to chillax, so to speak. So I would encourage you to ride that wave. Because and as Scott was saying, being able to get the numbers that substantiate those assumptions, I think will be encouraging to you. So that's very cool. Very, very cool. Thank you so much, Hannah. Thank you. Looking forward to that being set up as well. We got some cool restaurants coming our way for the Rockwell Fellows. All right, let me just make sure I'm not missing any hands. Am I missing any hands? All right. Okay, so landing it for us this evening, we have gotten there. Our ninth Rockwell Fellow, Owen, it is all yours, sir. Feel free to take over the screen.
Hello, everyone. My name is Owen McNulty, and this is a slight introduction to myself. I'm a junior business management major. I'm an avid hunter, fisherman, rock climber. I love to be outside, love to get shit done, love to be involved. So I'll start with my pitch on McNulty mulching. I should be. Can you all see that?
Not yet.
Nope.
Not yet. All right. I've never presented before, oddly enough. Window.
Hitting the present now, and then you hit entire screen.
My entire screen. Share. Chrome wants to share the context of your screen. Okay, all right, cool. Share.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, it's coming up.
All right.
Yeah, we got it. We're all good.
Okay. All right. So to start, McNulty Mulching, it's obviously presented and owned by myself. And what is the problem? Getting an affordable landscaper is nearly impossible. Everything is so expensive, right? At McNulty Mulching, we strive to deliver an affordable and priced lawn care service that can provide a quality mulch or a rich mulch or a quality mow. What is the opportunity, right? So during lockdown, I saw COVID as being the opportunity, right? Instead of this being a huge drawback. I mean, it put everybody at home, right? It put everybody looking at their lawns. So I decided to just start with solving that problem. So being a COVID-19 business, we relied heavily upon clients who were simply tired of looking at their unmanaged flower beds and lawns for the next few months of quarantine. So I decided to offer flat rates on lawns, right? Instead of where you call a service and they come and quote it based on whatever. I decided to use the map of Cranberry, right? Of all the cookie cutter neighborhoods where I live. They're all relatively the same size. So I figured out the average square footage of the lawn and based upon the average. So I would always be in the positive. And I don't have to be there to quote, right? I don't need to be there to make money. I can just, you can send me your address and I already know the price based on my map, right? And my second key to keep costs down is that I don't upcharge my materials, right? Mulching companies frequently do a 3 times purchase price upcharge of the materials, right? Just for profit, right? So I don't do that. And what makes my venture different from my competitors is that my dedication to service is truly what makes my business different from my competitors. When others are there to make a dollar, McNulty Mulching is there to make a community. I always tell my employees to take their cans to the street if it's garbage day, help them, you know, move that couch in their living room to the upstairs for nothing, right? Because it is such an investment into our future that most of my business this year has been repeat customers, right? So it just puts us into the next year and into the next year and into the next year, and it builds that community and it builds that positive experience of that this isn't just a business, this is community building. Who am I targeting, right? I'm targeting clients who are looking for an affordable landscaper and someone looking to make a difference in their community, right? So I was just at Robin Hill Park in Moon Township, blazing trails. I mean, we build trails for the hikers, for the hikers, for the mountain bikers, for everything. So you know, and that's really what this is about. It's service, service, service. I'm always looking for the next opportunity to give back to the community, to generate that new opportunity, to make more money, and to be helpful while doing it, right? And this is my request, my listeners. I only ask 3 simple things, right? To donate and to spread the word about my other charitable cause, which I'll cover here in a second, and to contact me about any other volunteering opportunities and for the opportunity to work together, because I truly believe that we can create a better community together. And for my charitable cause, this is Kelly. She's my 4-year-old golden retriever foster from a puppy mill. She currently just went hip replacement surgery due to injuries sustained in the mill. She's the biggest sweetie ever. I love her to death. But she is my foster, so she's not mine. She's going on, unfortunately. But anyway, how can you help Kelly, right? And other golden retrievers like her? You can directly donate to GRIN, which is Golden Retrievers in Need. I give a lot of money to GRIN from my landscaping business and my other job, and with my family. Partnered with my dad, we signed a check for $5,000 this past New Year's, just to do it. You know, we really focus heavily upon giving these dogs a better life, and we truly believe in it. We have 3 other golden retrievers ourselves, so you can donate directly to GRIN, or you can donate to support Kelly through donations on GRIN's GoFundMe, which I will drop here in a second, to mitigate the $6,000 costs associated with her physical therapy, surgery, and her medications. As you can see, she does the aqua therapy, she has physical therapists, we get everything for her. Or you can become a foster or adopt a dog like Kelly from GRIN. Kelly is not available for currently for fostering or for adoption. She has a hold due to the fact that she's wounded, healing. And how you can really help dogs like Kelly is to not support puppy mills, right? Do your research on the breeder. Insist upon meeting and inspecting the parent dogs and their living conditions. We see it so often where the puppies, what you're really after and what these people are really after is kept in the home or in somewhere nice, right? So when you go to get your dog, you see, oh, this is beautiful. This is great. I love that these puppies live inside, but in reality that they're bred through the dogs that live their lives in concrete slabs. Like Kelly. Kelly lived in a 3x3 concrete slab for all of her life. So you definitely do not support those. And when you stop supporting puppies, right, when the money dries out, there are no mills anymore. They're not doing this for fun, they're doing this for money. So and that's really how we get these dogs through Grin, is that they're surrenders. Kelly can't make any more puppies because of her hips. So they're surrenders. So when you stop supporting, we stop getting dogs. And when we stop getting dogs, the puppy mill problem is solved. All right. Thank you guys. And you guys can contact me and I'll drop this in the chat too. But all right. Thank you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Owen. Thank you so much for sharing with us the for-profit of McNulty mulching, but then also its resonance with a very powerful social cause. So yeah, you have a question from Dan Steiger. Go ahead, Dan.
Hi, sorry. Great presentations for everyone. I actually have a couple of things that I wanted to point out. Your benefit is actually hassle-free, transparent pricing, which I think is a beneficial for your customers because they don't have to guess or be high-pressure sales tactics. Also, I'm not sure how you're formed now, but I would look into a benefit corporation model that may fit what you're doing. So, famous example would be Tom's Shoes, but I'm not going to go into that as much. But benefit corporation might work out for how you're actually operating with all of your volunteer work. I actually just rescued a puppy mill dog, so great. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, the B Corp legal structure it's picking up momentum as a way by which to, we talk about it only briefly in class, but a way by which to recognize organizations that are driving social or environmental change, including financial viability throughout the entire business structure and value chain. So Dan he's highlighting how down from your pricing to your staffing, there's a very clear social mission driving it, and that positions you as that type of social enterprise, and that's pretty cool. That's very cool. Any other questions or feedback? Go ahead, Dean Patrick.
Owen, I wish I had remembered that you are actually doing this because I just paid a fortune for mulching. So you are on my list for next year. But I mean, when you think about this, I think you're right. You've got this no hassle pricing, you've got this whole idea, and then you've got the social cause, and both together just make it outstanding. So the way that you can really package that, I think, will really help and resonate with a lot of people. I'd encourage you, you talked about the neighborhood and being able to go into, a group of neighbors or neighborhood and being able to find out all the prices. Think about how people find out about mulchers. I can tell you in my neighborhood, we all use the same person because we all talk to each other, right? And, who do you use? Okay, well, I'll use them. That sounds great, right? So as soon as you can get into one or two with one person in that neighborhood, you now then have the opportunity to really talk about that social cause and really push that. So think about ways that you might be able to really kind of think, work on that in the coming year, but really great.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Dean Patrick. Very well done, Owen. Thank you, and thank you for bringing us to this point where I can't believe how quickly 2 hours went. Where we are landing for the evening. The Rockwell Venture Growth Pitch has been done, and it's been done very, very, very just fantastically. Very, very well done. Some of you may be asking where to from here for the Rockwell Fellows. Well, this first cohort committed their first year to what we called Imagine and Innovate. So within the first semester, as they were getting to know each other and really starting the early stages of their entrepreneurial journey, they were charged to imagine, to reimagine a solution to a problem, to reimagine how a problem could become an opportunity, and take their time to kind of tap into their own interest and their own passion, the things that keep them up at night, that some of the dreams that they've already been dreaming of, in order to inform the venture concept that they wanted to further develop. In the second semester, which is this semester, we have been focusing on this early stage of innovate. So what could, drawing from the second phase of design thinking, which speaks to ideation, the development of ideas that reflect the solutions or possibilities in response to opportunities that we're seeing in our worlds near and far, whether it be RMU, Cranberry, the entire Western Pennsylvania region. What does an idea that is desirable and feasible and viable look like? And that's where they are now. They are at the end of this ideation stage, of which a few of our fellows have taken it a step further to, as you've seen, start to develop product, start, as we saw with Keaton, to start to carry out a process, as we're seeing with Sean and with Sarah, doing a lot of conversations with different entities and contacts, and offices, as we're seeing with Jonathan and Owen starting to put out their own original design or suite of services, as we're seeing with Antoine and Melanie, and really starting to refine their concept, as we're seeing with Hannah, while also giving it a particular story and distinction, as we're seeing with Hannah Starcher. So it is so cool to see us come to this point. And now, as they walk into the second year of their fellowship, they begin to implement. Again, the third stage of design thinking and implementation will look different for all of them. We may start to see early stages of the Changemaker Initiative with the Presidential Scholars. We may start to see Mauer Athletics tap into new markets. We may start to see the first clothing line out of AM Creative Studios. We'll be rocking the swag of University Boulevard campus collections. We're looking forward to the, I love that. We're looking forward to the tangibility of their ideas on a small or large scale. And Rockwell Fellows, you all should know that we're here for it. Every person in this virtual audience, they are here for it. They're here, the entrepreneurship colleagues who joined us, thank you, because I know your heart. I know you would spend a Friday evening with us only because this is what you love to do. And they are folks who are great to follow up with, great to touch base with, and to get to know. They're here with us in the journey. And I just want to say to the 9 Rockwell Fellows here, it has been such a pleasure being your professor and your biggest cheerleader. The time and the heart poured over your different ventures. Several of you are in class with me. We've had those one-on-ones for this semester. My dear audience, these Rockwell Fellows, we would meet every other Tuesday on top of their full workload, internships, full-time jobs, and families. Like, it's been real. So being in the trenches with you all has been a delight. It's been hard work, and it's been a delight. And I just want to tell you, rock hard and rock on, because I'm very, very proud of you. I want to commend you all for the community that you've built. Dean Patrick, thank you for bringing our attention to that. Like, they are linked arms solid. And they let me know that. They're like, no, Dr. Griffin, no, we got this. And I'm like, oh, okay. Just let me know if they communicate consistently. They have their own group meet and channels of touching base with each other. They've been there to give each other continual feedback and support and encouragement. You all don't know how much power it comes from that for an entrepreneurial community. And the research that I've done in entrepreneurship for 10 plus years across continents, that relational connection to other entrepreneurs is gold. It is gold because it's a hard journey. And for several of you, you're starting it by yourselves. So keep that going. Keep your brilliance going. Thank you to all the family members and the friends and the homies and the brothers and the sorors. And thank you to all of you who were here to show your loved ones more love in this journey. It makes it so much more comforting to know that they have you all in their lives. And Dean Patrick, again, high five from afar, my dear Dean. Love working with and for you. And to the S. Kent Rockwell Foundation, again, thank you for creating this opportunity for our incredible, innovative students. We look forward to continuing this journey with you. So on that note, Rockwellers, anybody want to land us? Are we feeling good? We ready to go? About to go get some boozy milkshakes.
Hannah, I expect you to come over with those milkshakes.
I'll be there in 10 minutes.
I got a bullet.
Ask him if he has money, Hannah. That's the right answer now.
There you go.
You know it. Thank you, guys.
No doubt. Looking forward to when we get together in person. In the meantime, do well in your finals. Finish out the semester with a bang. Go and enjoy your summer. And Rockwell Fellows will be circling back. And last note, if you know other incredible student entrepreneurs who are rising sophomores and juniors in the fall 2021 semester, please encourage them to apply for our second cohort of the Rockwell Fellowship to join this crazy gang and start their entrepreneurial journey. All right. Thank you so much for a great night, everyone. Have an awesome weekend.
Have a good rest of the semester, everyone. Good luck.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Great job, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. See you later.